I'm about to take a photograph of something that existed 180 million years ago. This is an Ammonite fossil found inside this rock from Whitby in Yorkshire, and we're going to photograph it. I'm going to get some interesting lighting and some cool camera angles to really make the most of this absolutely unique fossilized specimen. I'm Ben from Adaptalux, and this is how to photograph a fossil. I don't know about you, but fossils and minerals have always had something of a fascination over me. This is a really interesting specimen that I've had since I was about 14 years old. It's a really nice rock that splits in two. It's been cracked open to reveal this Ammonite fossil inside, and these two pieces, they're sort of concentric circles or spirals down into the center, and they just fit perfectly together. But I want to photograph the inside of this rock and capture that 180 million year old fossil in a really interesting way, perhaps adding a little bit of extra color and making it feel a little bit Jurassic Parky, but I want to get really close regardless, so I'm going to go and grab my macro lens and start pointing it at this really cool subject. So this is my camera setup for today. I've got the 100mm f2.8 2x macro lens from TT Artisan on the front of my Sony a7 III. This is going to give us a lot of variety in my magnification. So obviously we can go up to 2x magnification with this lens, which is going to be more than enough for photographing this fossil. But it also gives us the ability to move further back and get some wider shots as well. So that's going to be really nice. All of that is mounted on top of a focus stacking rail and then on a tripod. I think I'm going to be doing some focus stacking today just because I want to get the most possible detail out of this really interesting subject. And my Ammonite fossil is going just here on the table, right in front of the camera lens, and straight away you can actually see that we have some evidence here that this rock is not all that it seems. There's something hiding inside, and as we take a look around this seam all the way around the edge where the rock has been cracked open, you can see that this is going to separate and reveal some interesting detail. So on the inside here we now have two different sides of the same fossil. So one goes inwards and the other goes outwards. The piece that's in my hand here, as the spiral goes towards the center, it raises up and out of the fossil. So down here the opposite is true, and this spiral goes downwards into the center. I think this is going to create a bit of a strange optical illusion in some of our photos where you can't really tell whether it's going upwards or downwards. I think that's a really interesting phenomenon. The other thing that I'm noticing here is, well, they do look a little bit dull, don't they? There's not a lot of color going on here. There is a little bit of reflection and there's a lot of nice surface relief, which means that lighting is going to have a huge impact on these photos. This is just the ambient light in my room, and the settings aren't fantastic. We're at 1/60th of a second, ISO 5000 and f11. So I think I'll try and keep the f11. We don't need much more depth than that if we're focus stacking, but the ISO needs to come down and the shutter speed needs to get a bit faster. So I'm going to start introducing some light onto this fossil and see what happens. To add some light into this scene, I'm going to be using the Adaptalux Studio as usual. This is a miniature lighting studio designed specifically for macro photography. Into the control pod here plugs these flexible lighting arms, which make it really easy to place light exactly where it needs to be in your macro photos. In fact, this whole system is designed specifically for macro. However, these are undiffused, very bright lights, and with a complex subject like this fossil, which is a little bit reflective and has all of that surface relief, we're definitely going to need some diffusion, because that surface relief will create a lot of harsh shadows and highlights, and we also want to add a little bit of color into this shot. I'm not going for a scientific representative shot of the fossil just yet. I want to add a little bit of eye-catching detail. So onto the front of one of these arms I'm going to magnetize a diffuser, and onto the other a orange color filter. So this is going to add a really interesting orangey haze around certain parts of the fossil. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So let's bring this lighting down into this scene, and straight away you can see that we've added an awful lot of light here, so I'm going to have to adjust my settings pretty quickly. So I'm going to bring that ISO down from 5000 down to, well, let's go to 500 instead, and I think we can probably adjust even further once we find the right spot for this light. So I'm actually placing these lights behind the subject there. The lens is just here, the subject is just here, and then the lighting is coming from behind, and that's because this is reflective. So all of these lights are going to be reflecting off the subject and then bouncing into the camera. If we were to light it from the front, it would be very different. In fact, let's do that and see what the difference is. If I bring these lights over the top or from around the side, you can see that we've got a much flatter looking image because the shadows are now hidden behind the relief, whereas I actually want to create a little bit of drama in the shot and have some of those shadows falling down towards the camera and the light bouncing off those raised surfaces. It adds a little bit more contrast into the image, both in terms of its black and white contrast, but also that color contrast is really nice with this orange light just bringing in a few little colored highlights across the top there. I really like this shot. It's looking really cool, so I'm going to focus stack this. I'm finding this fascinating for so many different reasons. Obviously there's the photography aspect with all of those cool shadows, reflections, and adding that color is really bringing the photos to life. The focus stacking is bringing out all of the detail in what is essentially just rock at this point, but it's equally fascinating just holding this in my hand, a creature that went extinct millennia ago and is still showing us its beauty today. It used to be a type of cephalopod, so this is the shell, and inside here was lots of different chambers that they used to swim around and manage their buoyancy underwater. And this is still a fantastic amount of detail left inside this rock after 180 million years. This is well worth photographing, I think, just for the novelty of the fact that this still exists in our world today. So I've swapped to the concave section of the Ammonite here, and I just wanted to emphasize how much of a difference the placement of each of these lights makes. So as I move this orange light around, I've really only moved that a centimeter, and everything has changed. Moving things closer is obviously going to make it brighter. Moving things around to the side changes the location and the look of those highlights and some of those reflections. The orange starts to fill in the shadows created by the white light just here. But I really do like it at the back here, sort of adding a little highlight to the tops of each ridge along the Ammonite. If we take the orange away altogether, you can see that we do still have a really interesting looking photo, but it almost looks black and white simply because there's so little color available in this subject. So adding a little bit of color back in using some colored light is a really fantastic way to catch the eye, and you can make it really subtle. So if I change the brightness of this orange light, if I just bring this all the way down using the manual controls on the top of the pod there, you can see that it does create a very subtle highlight that still adds a little bit of extra color into the shot without making it too over the top with lots and lots of color. I do have to say I really like it with lots of color, but I know that there's a lot of you out there that will prefer a more natural look. So this is just to demonstrate that you can actually have a really natural looking shot just with a tiny highlight of some color to make it pop ever so slightly. And of course there's no saying that you have to go with orange. We could add different colors onto this lighting arm quite easily, so we can just magnetize that one off and add a little bit of pink. In fact, let's turn that pink up again so that we can really see that color popping. So that is a much softer, less in-your-face color than the orange. So when that setting saves, you'll be able to see that we have some extra white light, but it just has a very warm tint to it coming from that pink filter. The green, on the other hand, is going to be very noticeable, I think. Well, in fact, that actually looks really interesting, doesn't it? Because that almost brings it back to life in sort of a Jurassic Park style feeling with some green coming in. What happens if we put both green and orange in at the same time? Oh, things are starting to get really interesting. Adding nothing but color is certainly going to create a really interesting photo here. A much more abstracty, certainly not representative of what it looks like in real life, but it is a much more eye-catching photo in my opinion. So I've got some really cool photos of my Ammonite today. This is a fantastic subject. They're actually not all that expensive either. You could pick one of these up in various sizes, probably from eBay. I think I bought this one from Whitby when I was there when I was a child, but you can easily get your hands on fossils like these and do your own exploratory photography shoot. I'd like to know from you guys which type of photos you preferred for a subject like this. Do you like those ones that look much more representative of the subject, or do you prefer adding a little bit of color to make a more abstract and eye-catching image? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video today and enjoyed this exploratory look at fossils, let me know by hitting the like button, and make sure to subscribe for lots more macro photography tutorials, ideas and inspiration coming in the future. For now, that is all I've got time for. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.